All right. It says we're live. We're going to get started. We're going to be in Numbers 12. We're going to be talking about some sibling rivalry this evening. Now, the siblings in question are all in their 80s, so it's not really a sibling rivalry that we would consider, but it's still a very important thing that we're going to look at tonight. Numbers 12:1. And Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. Miriam and Aaron. Now, Miriam, if you remember, the sister of Moses, she was the one who followed the basket down the river. She was the one who saw the baby Moses come up where the Pharaoh's daughter is. She was the one who said, I know of someone, and went and got the mother of Moses to be his nanny in the palace. Miriam, the very person responsible for Moses' life, is not happy with Moses. Aaron, the brother who was sent to speak for Moses, the one who was going to be the one to stand in front of authority with him and do the talking, he is not happy with Moses. And why? Because he married an Ethiopian woman. Didn't say the woman was bad, didn't say anything about her character. They were mad about who he married. So Moses is in a strait right now. He's in a bit of trouble right now. And it's because his family didn't think he was worthy. His family didn't think God was only talking through him. His family didn't understand what God thought of him. Now, what's really funny here is it says, and the Lord heard it. God hears it all. We know this. The Lord heard it. And he's going to act on Moses' behalf before it becomes a thing. He's nipping it in the bud. And it's kind of hilarious. So Numbers 12:4. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses, unto Aaron, and unto Miriam. Come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. So the three of them, Moses, Aaron, Miriam, have been called to the principal's office for a get right with Jesus meeting, literally. Now, I have been chewed out in the Navy by men whose very occupation is just to chew you out. They know how to do it. But here, God Almighty calling them down in front of the congregation. Not a place I want to be. So the three of them are called out from among the congregation to the tabernacle. God is keeping the family spat out of the public eye. God is calling them out, saying, hey, we got a problem. Y'all get over here. He's handling it. Not letting the gossip and the strife build. Something we should probably pay attention to and learn from, I believe. And the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle, called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. So the Lord hears Miriam and Aaron downplaying Moses' significance and relevance, downplaying his relationship with God. Well, doesn't God speak to us too? He can't treat Moses any different than us, right? I mean, we're just as special as he is. And God said, no, come out and talk to me. Moses come along with him. he comes down in the pillar of the cloud. He stood in the door of the tabernacle. Now, growing up, I've seen my mama standing in the door. And she's calling my name. Foot tapping. Something in her hand. Shoe, spatula. Never a good feeling walking towards that door where your name is, especially when it's the full name, being called. And these guys are being called out by God. So God says to Miriam and Aaron, if there is a prophet, I will make myself known to him in a vision or speak with him in a dream. Wait a minute. Now remember, this is started because they didn't understand Moses' relationship with God, the sheer fondness God has for Moses, the significance, the relevance, the authority, the specialness of Moses. They didn't understand that. So God's going to say, if there's a prophet among you, I'll send a vision to him in a dream. But, Numbers 12:7, my servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him, with Moses, I will speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. That means he's going to be very open and honest with Moses. He's not going to be with guided and vague words like he would to a prophet. And the similitude of the Lord, the face of the Lord, the likeness of the Lord, shall he, Moses, behold. Wherefore then, were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? God says, if there's a prophet, I'll send him a dream, a vision in a dream. Not Moses. No. Moses gets to come and sit at my table face to face and talk to me. Moses gets clear, precise instructions, not like a prophet in a vision who gets a prophecy, who gets a guideline. Moses is my man, and you spoke against him. Here comes the boom. God has worked up a lather. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them. And he, God, departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Miriam spoke out against Moses first. And Aaron, again, followed. Just as with the golden calf when Aaron followed the people. Therefore, Miriam is the one that carries the punishment here. Now, if you recall, Miriam is the oldest, Moses, Aaron. I think that's right. The anger of the Lord was kindled against Miriam and against Aaron, and he departed. The cloud departed, and Miriam became leprous. Now, as we know, leprosy is very contagious. And she is now an outcast, put out of the camp. She is being driven away from those she loved, and those who loved her, by the way. She wasn't just standing off by herself. She was loved and she loved. And why? Because she spoke out against God's man. Dared to call herself equal to the man of God. Moses is the only man to ever spend 40 days twice in the presence of God. So much so that he was glowing from being in God's presence. Remember, he had to cover his face from the glow. No other man has ever had that privilege on this earth. No one. Jesus is God, so we count him out of this because he is God. No other man had the privileges, the access, the relationship that Moses had with God. No one. They spoke against Moses, the hand-picked man of God who is carrying millions of Israelis out of Egypt into Canaan, the promised land. And he's dealing with all of their problems. He's dealing with all of their travel. He's dealing with God. He's dealing with the people. He's dealing with the leaders. And he's doing it all. And they spoke out against him. And Miriam paid a price. Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. Miriam is leprous, and now Aaron is going to intercede for her. But I want you to notice the change in Aaron's tone. He went from agreeing that they are equal to Moses, questioning Moses' authority, to calling Moses my Lord. He says, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us. So now Moses has the power of forgiving sin in Aaron's eyes. A little flattery there, I think. Let her not be as one dead. Meaning, don't let her have leprosy. Take the leprosy away. She's still our big sister. And Moses intercedes. It's really funny how an actual visit from God can change the heart, huh? So Aaron says, We have done foolishly. Lay not this sin against us. Moses, in an act of generosity, as Moses always does, beseeched God, interceded with God for those that spoke out against him, that Miriam might be healed. He's done it time and time and time and time again. He did it again here. Moses was a humble man. Yet God, who knows the heart, he was very certain that Miriam had not yet learned her lesson. Numbers 12:14. And the Lord said unto Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days. And the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward, the people were removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. So the Lord said that if her earthly father had spit in her face and cast her out, she'd have to at least be 7 days out. How is it that her heavenly Father is going to heal her like that for something that she did in rebellion? No. She's going to be ashamed for 7 days. Therefore, put her out 7 days. God just gave the world its first example of a timeout. Miriam had 7 days to think and be cast out. 7 days to reconsider her position, her place, and her attitude. God gave the first time out. He's given the first attitude adjustment. A lot of firsts in this passage. So now Moses and Aaron and the people, they waited for her. I mean, after all, they were family. But she had leprosy for 7 days. She has to be unclean for 7 days. And then when the leprosy goes away, we have to go find the priest. We have to be pronounced clean. Then she can come back in. She has been thoroughly chastised by God. And I think she may never forget it. in front of all the people, in front of her brothers, in front of everybody, she was called out by God. She was given leprosy by God because of it. And make no mistake, there was no other way that she could have had that much leprosy except God put it in place that quickly. Aaron and Miriam sinned, speaking out against the man God had placed in authority. He had Moses' back. And why? Because Moses has been faithful throughout everything to God. God handpicked Moses. God called Moses the meekest man ever. He loved Moses. Moses was faithful. Moses just kept on going. He knew the burdens and trouble that Moses went through for the children of Israel, something Miriam and Aaron did not fully understand. God knew the sacrifices, the emotional, physical, and mental distress Moses was under because of the people he has been babysitting. God takes his faithful and loyal servants very seriously. He gave Gideon an unasked for sign. Gideon asked for 3 signs. God gave him a 4th to shore up his faith. Paul, in his travels, in his ministry, had been beaten, was tired of fighting, was tired of the pain, was tired of being just constantly fighting at every step. God gave him a 1.5 years of rest. God knows his man, also knows when he needs rest. Elijah faced down Ahab, Mount Carmel, ran to the brook, took a nap. God fed him. Let him take another nap. Fed him. Let him take another nap. God knows when his man needs mercy, when his man needs respite, and God knows when people are speaking out against the one that he put in place. Be careful when you go after the man of God. God is a jealous God. He will protect his man. Here, he has Moses' back against Moses' very family, very brother and sister. Be careful what you say about the man of God. He is a good, pure, just God. Be careful speaking out against his man. God takes it seriously, and so should you. You don't know his relationship with God. You don't know what God has given that person to do. Be careful speaking out against his man, no matter how close you might be to them. Just be careful. Learn from the examples of the Old Testament. Miriam and Aaron, they were chastised by God himself in front of the congregation of Israel. Just be careful.